We are glad to have you on this episode of the Profit Point Show, where we talk about trades, talk about ventures, and talk about how you can make income for yourself, fitting into the economy, where you can be very useful citizen, especially in this contest where we make money and connect on the trade level. My name is Charity James. I welcome you to another episode where we'll be having another time for us to analyze the tool that can make you develop your business. Today, we want to look at the business financial tool that can make your SMEs, especially those who are into the sector, the smaller sector of the SMEs, which we call MSMEs, and look at how they can grow using the financial planning for themselves. On the program today, we'll be having a very special guest, someone who will be talking about that. But before we reveal his identity, we'll go for this short break. When we'll come back, we'll delve into what the analyst asked for us and what questions it will be answering. We'll see you after the break. All right, this is the business review segment of the Profit Point Show. This is where we talk about a particular tool, and this moment we'll be looking at financial planning for SMEs. And we'll be delving also into what the MSMEs look like when they want to plan for their finances and structure their finances. Our guest on the program is a strategic operation consultant, business and financial analyst, Mark Agbodesi Samuel. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Good morning, Ogun State. Good morning, Nigeria.
And Mark is actually joining us via Zoom from the United Kingdom, and we'll be doing this together. Let's start from what financial planning really means. A lot of people know the word finances, but planning finances is something that looks like a very tiring task. So some business owners. So you should, you have been on the field for a while, you should have the knowledge on how people should view financial planning. So for a layman or someone who wants to learn, what is financial planning for SMEs?
Yeah, I think I love the part that you limit the scope to a layman, because it's better to give a layman understanding. So for a layman, the combination of the word financial planning is simply how you manage your money. How you manage your money. So as we know, plan is what you set out to do at intervals, either short or long. So for a micro, small and medium businesses, financial planning simply means how you manage your money as a business. So financial planning entails a lot of things, because managing your money means you must know what you want to use the money for, where you want to use the money, who is going to manage the money. Are you going to manage it yourself, or are you going to have somebody to manage it for you? And if that person is managing it for you, what responsibility are you giving the person? Is it complete or partial? But to a layman, how you manage your money is what financial planning is, because the way you manage your money will determine what your outcome will be. If you manage it poorly, you get a poor result. If you manage it expertly and maturely, definitely with the eye of the future as a business person, which is profit maximization and growth, then you will achieve that. So financial planning simply means how you manage your money.
Okay, since we've broken it down to the level of a layman, now let's go to the professionals now. Planning your finances, what structure should it be like? Some people will say if you have an account and all monies that you'll be getting from your business is going to that business account, that is enough. And for some people who have been on the job or on the business for a long time, they will say even that is not the basis for how to manage your finances. So for someone who is professional and has been on the business cycle for a long time, planning your finances, what should it look like? What should be the system like?
Yeah, planning your finances in a professional level is first, especially for the context of this discussion, which is business, is first understanding what the finance is. You must be able to first separate the finance. In the context of this discussion, you must know that as a business, you must separate your personal finance and the business finance. So yes, the person who says having an account is a form of financial planning, the person is not entirely wrong, because having an account is a viable tool of financial planning. It means you have somewhere where you keep that fund so that you can use it when the need arises. But you can take it further. Having an account is a Nigerian context, MSMEs. Most MSMEs operate their business as if it is their own personal pocket. so since we are discussing about MSMEs, I would like to always use the layman term, even in a professional level. So first, you must be able to separate yourself from the business for you to plan adequately. Separate your own personal finance from the business. Have a business account where you know that every input, every income and expenditure flows in and out of that account. That will help you for accountability. And you cannot have financial planning if you does not have a very good record keeping. So for you to adequately plan your finance, despite the fact that you have your account only measures your inflow and outflow. But your day-to-day activities on the business is tied to your record keeping. So for you to plan your finance, yes, have an account. The next thing, have a robust data management. When I mean data management, bookkeeping. Have a robust bookkeeping system where you record your sales and where you record your expenses. I don't know if you can still hear me.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Both form an integral part of it. And yes, if you are an enterprise, very small, it means that it is only that individual that may be doing it. But if you are a micro enterprise where you are supposed to have at least four staff, it means you should have somebody that will be doing that for you. But if you don't have and you are still growing, you should have a ledger book where your invoices, your receipts, and your payments are kept. Because it's only on that you can measure your sales against your expenses. So have an account. First, separate yourself from the business. Second, have an account for the business. Third, have a robust bookkeeping for the business where you record your income, where you record your expenditure. Your income in terms of sales, either cash sales or credit sales, you can have that recorded. Then your expenses in terms of procurement and other expenses related to the business, where you keep it. So when you have those at hand, the next thing is you must be able to plan. Then the real planning comes. And when we talk about planning, we are talking about budgeting.
Okay.
Yeah, we are talking about budgeting. So as a business, you must be able to budget for a period. Yeah, most MSMEs are not experts and cannot afford to pay experts. But as a person, if you can keep a record, you have already created a platform for being an expert.
So at what point in the business life should this structure that you have identified come in? Is it at the beginning?
At the stage.
Okay.
At the ideation stage.
Okay.
Before you even commence the business, because it will be disastrous if you even start a business without having these structures on ground. At the ideation stage, you know, there are different stages before you start a business. The ideation stage, where you develop the idea of the business you want to do. Okay, let me just digress a bit. At the ideation stage is where the idea comes, where you say, this is the business I want to venture into. This is my target customer base. These are my audience. These are the demography of the customers I want to deal with. Oh, okay, these are the people I want to, let's assume I want to open a business close to the university. I want to service young people. Okay, now, if I am opening this business, what is the next thing? Oh, I cannot have my money, I cannot be operating that business from my personal account. I must have a separate account for that business. Oh, if I must run a business, am I not supposed to do something legally? Legally, you are supposed to register the business. Okay? So you are supposed to register the business. So that is where the definition is. What kind of business are you registering? If you are MSMEs, are you registering as an enterprise? Are you registering as a limited liability? MSMEs, I think it cannot be more than enterprise and limited liability because PLC is a wider scope. Because your so are you registered as an enterprise? Oh, I will do as an enterprise because like our Nigeria broker, we say, now let me what they do at first. Okay, so you want to do it first by handling it yourself, then later you can get somebody. Even if the person is not a registered accountant, even if it's not an accountant, you say, I must get somebody that will manage that financial part for me, because if without finance, there is no business. So you must be ready to have that at the back of your mind. So when you say, okay, I'll register the business, the next thing is the location of the business. You've identified that location, you've identified how you are going to run the business. Then, before I start, what am I supposed to have in hand? Yes, I'll have an account. Secondly, I'll have my books of accounts. The book that will record every sale. I use the word every. There's no small sale, there's no big sale. Every sale, a sale of 2 kobo is a sale. Like 2 kobo is not in 1 million, it's no longer called 1 million. So every sale must have a book where you can record every sale separately. You must also have a book where you record every expenditure separately. So now I'm just using general term expenditure because expenditure can be broken into multiple layers. But let's focus on the part of just expenditure.
Okay.
Then the next thing is where you know that you get those books available. The next thing is, how do I manage my stock? How do I manage my stock? So there must be a book for inventory, for stock inventory.
That's the third book.
Pardon?
I said that's the third book you are mentioning.
Yeah, it's part of the books. It's part of the books actually, because the stock book is related to the expenditure actually, because when you expense on stock, but the stock book manages and keep record of the tangible stocks that you buy. Are you with me? The tangible stocks that you buy. Those tomatoes, those peppers, if you are a food vendor now, those tomatoes, those pepper, those Maggi, those salt, those beef, those chicken, you must have a record for it. Because when you order for, let's say, 10 kilos of chicken, let's say chicken wings, maybe each kilo is 20 wings, you should be able to say, I received 10 kilos, 1 kilo, 20 wings, 20 times 10. So I have 200 wings in my store. Are you with me?
Yeah.
How much did you buy that 200 wings? That's where the expenses is. The expense record will keep 200 wings at 2,000 naira. You have that record. So your sales will now show for the day. When I sell at the day, I sold chicken wings. How many chicken wings did I sell? Oh, we sold 50 chicken wings, sir. Oh, you sold 50 chicken wings. Let me see your stock record. Let me see your stock out. Oh, 50 wings actually went out. Okay, you sold 50 wings. How many is remaining in the store? We are supposed to have 150 wings in the store. So when I go back to the store, I should see 150 wings. I don't know if you are getting it.
Yeah,
so that will tell you The record will tell you what you are expecting even before you go to verify. So verification is just the next stage to authenticate if your people you are working with or people working for you are actually accountable. So those books are very important. Then the next thing you should look at is how do you receive your payments? Are you going to focus on cash or are you going to be focused on cashless? I don't know if you have seen restaurants or business environment that said, you know what, no more cash.
No cash, yeah.
No more cash. Everything must be done through POS, bank payment, bank transfer, and the rest, and must be verified. And that is because during their stages of development, they have understand their unique environment that cash has always been a problem. And they want to focus on the online payment receipt. You understand? So those are the things you must look at. If you know that you are starting a business or you are already operating a business and you don't have that, just go and check. You are running at a loss. I can guarantee you 100%.
Okay, now let's focus a little more on the cash management, cash flow management that you spoke about the other time. I know that a lot of business owners, even from the sole operators of their business, face a lot of challenges when it comes to managing the cash flow. What is the best strategy to use when the cash flow is to be managed? How best can someone ensure that this cash flow from point A to point B is something that synergizes with what I am doing and with the books that you have mentioned? Is it possible? At what point, and how best can it be managed? Are you there? All right, we lost Mark there. He will be back on the program very, very soon. And we'll be speaking to Mark Agbodesi Samuel on the issue of financial planning for MSMEs and particularly looking at SMEs. You've spoken about what books you should have at a particular time and what are the things that you should follow when you are keeping your records, when you're having your bank account, and what other things a business owner, especially in the Nigerian context, should have. Mark, are you there?
Yes, I'm back. Your last question, I think you're asking about the books to be used for managing cash, right?
Yeah, I asked that what strategy should a business owner adopt when they want to manage their cash flow? The cash flow, how best can they manage them?
Yeah, the best strategy to manage cash flow, which is not a rocket science, is having a cash book.
Okay.
Is having a cash book. The traditional cash book should have both the cash and bank transactions in it. That's what the traditional cash book should have, both the cash and the bank transactions. So your cash book will tell you, because not from the beginning, I say you must have your sales book, you must have your purchase book, then you must have your cash book, because when you sell, you either receive cash at hand or you receive cash from bank, which is transfer and the rest. So those receipts, and even the receivables should be recorded. So those receipts of cash should be in the cash book, at the inflow part of the cash book. Whatever money you receive should be at the inflow part of the cash book. So you must have a cash book. The cash book may not necessarily, now we're in a world of technology, your cash book may not necessarily be a physical cash book right now, because we have so many software that manage business transactions that does all these things for you. All you need to do is just to know the sub-ledger you are using. You open the ledger and you record those transactions. So you must, I always use the word must, because the moment you fail to have that consciousness of a must as a business owner, you will lose it. So you must have your cash book where you can record your cash and your bank transaction. So your cash book will tell you the cash you received And your cash book will also tell you the cash that you have sent out. So if you pay for a vendor, your cash book will tell you payment for a vendor, X amount. If you receive sales for today's date is 5th. At the end of today, sales for 5th of March 2026, 100,000 naira, the cash book will record it. So that at the end of the month or at the end of the week, as you may decide to manage your finance, you look at it at the end of the day, you say, okay, what is my cash? Oh, my sales today, sales book say they sold 800,000 naira. Okay, the cash book, okay, we receive cash. At that 800,000 naira, cash is 400,000, bank is 400,000. So you can reconcile that with your bank account. That's why your bank account must be separate. Okay, you now look at your bank account. Are these people telling me the truth? Let me look at this bank account. I know these people, let me check. You will log into your bank account and you just limit it to that particular day. And you say, oh, today is 5th. Okay, let me confirm what Mark said. Mark said they sold 800,000 cash. And the cash till they have 400,000. Probably someone has confirmed it or I've seen it myself. And you look at your bank account. Oh, I see an inflow for this day for my business because that account is separate from my personal account. That is why it is separated. Because if it's your personal account, other inflows may come in. So it's more tedious and you cannot fully account for it. So you can easily see at a glance that okay, there's 400,000 naira receipt in terms of transfer and other things, depend on the condition at which the money is paid in. Then you can now know that okay, things are going on very well. So you must have the cash book, you must have the sales book, you must have the purchase book, and you must have a stock control book where you control your stock. Those are very key.
I think for financial planning, all is about books and bookkeeping. You should have a lot of books that will distinguish each duty or job as you go on the business line. Now let's talk about the financial indicators that you can use to monitor if you are growing or not on the business. A lot of people, business owners, have these books and they are not really monitoring. What should be the monitoring style be? What is the indicator that they are not doing well, even when they have these books running for them?
You've answered the question in a way. You've answered the question. You know, the thing is, it's not about certain policies. Yeah, I did not say this earlier. As a business, you must have policy. Okay. You must have policy in your business enterprise, no matter how little it is, that guide everybody. So that policy, you can now look at the policy if you are really following up with the policy. When I say you answer the question, because you say a lot of persons have those books, but they are not really checking the books to even know what is happening. Your interest as a business owner is not about the amount of money that you are seeing in your account. You can be seeing so much money in the account and a lot of things are happening. So yes, having the book is paramount, but the most important thing is having that ability or having that consciousness or putting something on ground to check and authenticate those books. So the most important thing is that you should and must always verify those books against realities. Because at the end of the day, the business reality is what is happening on the ground of the business. So your supervisory role now is now critical. So if you know you have a business and you are the one managing it yourself, it is easy. It is easy if you are the one there doing everything. One man moko, one man show. It is easy. But when you have a business where you have employees, then you must activate that supervisory role. And those books help you to do that. I said earlier that we're in the technological world now, so the books can be technologically designed
Can be
where you
digital.
can see them at a glance. So all you need to do, it is easy to reconcile bank statements, okay? Where the challenge is where most of the fraud happen, especially when it comes to MSMEs, is stock control. Is stock control, because stock control is where procurement happen. That's where procurement happen. So you must be able to have, if you cannot have a stock officer, you should be able to put measures to go and verify your current stock. I have seen situations where a business owner thought he has, I think it's a bakery, the bakery owner thought she has about 50 to 80 bags of flour in the store, until my team went there, and the consulting, we went there and for physical stock validation, physical stock count. When we got there, they are revolving around 40 bags. They are revolving around 40 bags for their operation, while 40 bags is incognito. Somebody has taken that as it was even a shared this, they shared the money for 40 bags, they sold it, and they are running the business because no supervision. So whatever books you have, you must be able to supervise the rating. So the indicators are there. The indicators are: one, if your people are not giving you adequate report, apart from the report you can generate yourself, you should demand for a report of activities. So if your people are not giving you adequate report of activities, you see loopholes in their activity report, then you should know that you need to go and see. And secondly, when your people, most times when you tell them that, oh, I'm sending somebody, and whenever you send somebody, you come and you see a perfect system.
Should we careful?
I'll tell you this from my experience. Whenever you tell your people I'm coming, and whenever you come, you saw everything perfect, then you should schedule an unscheduled visit.
Okay, and it's Mark has been talking about what you should do with your financial planning, especially when it comes to monitoring. And one thing he spoke about is ensuring that while you are monitoring your progress, also monitor the stock that you have. The stock might be saying one thing and the book saying another thing. So reconciliation between your stock and your books are very important in financial planning for your business, especially when it comes to those who are into products, manufacturing and all that. You should have an external body come and talk about what you have and look into it with a third eye for you. That is what he has been speaking about. And we still have Mark on the program. Mark, you're welcome back.
Thank you. I lost you guys, and
yeah, it's the network. Now let's go for the last question before we allow you to leave, and that is expansion. When it comes to businesses, a lot of people want to expand or diversify. Some will want.
Apology, it's not too audible enough. If you can add on the volume a bit.
I can hear you. Can you hear us?
It's quite not too loud, actually.
Okay, I'm talking about expansion. I said if one wants to go into, a business owner wants to go into expansion and wants to use the tool of financial planning, how best can they do that?
Yeah, if a business owner wants to expand, first, the tool of financial planning is your budget. Is your budget, because your budget will allow you to determine what you do with whatever income you earn. You know, you can earn income and you decide to reinvest that income. So that reinvestment from your earning or your profit will help you to expand. So I always tell people this thing. First, separate the business from yourself. Secondly, know your money, know where your source of your business is generating money. Know the money, follow the train of your money, understand the train of your money. Thirdly, I'll tell you, save for the future, because those are the risk analysis that you are supposed to do as a business owner. So those risk analysis involve the unforeseen circumstances that may happen, you know, especially operating business in Africa, in Nigeria, where government and politics play a deep role in the future of your business. You must be able to save for your business. So that's why your financial planning, your budgeting is key for the year. So it's not about making money now. Every profit you make should have a reinvested amount into the business, because that investment amount will help you to have stable liquidity, so that you'll be less concerned about borrowing.
Okay.
You'll be less concerned about borrowing. You'll be less concerned because you are investing the money. Most times, most people, why businesses don't last more than 10 years, a lot of businesses is because of that. When they make profit, let me use broken again. And then they make money. Let me go and enjoy myself. Obly, you go and flex, go and enjoy. Because now profit with this one, not be anything. No. If you want to grow, when you think expansion, those profits are viable tools, viable resources, viable capital for your next business expansion. Because you cannot remain in one place as a business owner. So reinvestment is key. So you reinvest your profits. So when you reinvest your profits, you can be able to expand your business. So that's why you go to budget. I will budget, if we make this amount, 50% will go into the business, 50% will go into research and development. In Africa and Nigeria, most of us don't think about research and development, but those are very important things. Also, you pay people to look at the business environment and look at areas where your business can function. Then you start investing towards that. And you can only do that by saving. But if you must borrow, then you should be stable enough so that you will be credit worthy for borrowing. If you must, which I don't advise MSMEs to, unless if they're getting government grants and other things. So your budget is a viable tool to use for your financial planning, and the most important part of it is reinvesting your profit into the business.
Okay, let's talk about personal finances and business finances. You've spoken a lot about it, and you have advised against it. Some people still do it, even those who we think shouldn't do it, who are up there in the business ladder. So what is the disadvantage of this? So really, when you are mixing business finances with your personal finances, what do you think will be the outcome?
I will tell you this.
Okay.
Any business owner who is not ready to separate his personal finance from his business finance is not ready for business. Is not ready for growth. That business owner will face difficulties, and he will not be able to come out and tell you. He will be keeping it in his mind. I can't tell you that. So if you must run a business, you should be ready to run a business. One, tax purposes. You are running a business, you are mixing it with your personal finance. There are implications when it comes, there are legal implications to that. Unless if you are running as a sole proprietor, there are legal implications to that. You connect your personal finance to the business finance. It will affect you when it comes to your tax remittance, which is a whole topic entirely when it comes to business management. You understand? So, if you want to run a business, don't whatsoever connect your business account or your business to your personal account. If you want to invest from your personal fund, yes, you take it as an additional investment, additional capital, no problem. You receive it as a capital for the business, no problem. But don't join it together, because for tax purposes, there are legal implications. So much it creates a lot of uncertainty in the business, because if an auditor wants to audit your business and you see a lot of personal finance, you know, when you talk personal finance, that means your family members, your friends and well-wishers, your extra curriculum enjoyment, or you spend it from the business account, then it's all tied to your business expenditure. So at the end of the day, it doesn't make sense.
Okay.
So don't do it.
Okay.
Grow, or else you will not last more than 10 years. I'm telling you. And when you even think the person is lasting more than 10 years, go and check very, very well. That person who is proud of doing it and is not having issue, go and check very well. He has so much issue that he cannot tell you publicly.
Okay, thank you.
So pride is covering everything.
All right, thank you so much. That will be the end of this first segment of the Profit Point Show. Thank you so much, Mark Agbodesi Samuel, for talking to us on financial planning for MSAEs, especially those who think they can provide them for themselves financially, what they should do and what they shouldn't do. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you, and you too. And now we'll be going for a short break, and after the break, we'll be taking the skill segment of the program. We'll see you after the break.
There is.
I know they use it for wallets.
Yes.
Wallets too.
Yes.
Yeah. So why do you think leather craft is so important in this creative industry these days? Why do you think this skill is something that you should go in? Someone should go into.
Okay. I can say, you know, if you don't have experience, you can't tell someone of what you know. It's something I've tested and I'm trusted about it. So I would tell people to go into it because there is a lot. And the thing is, people do not know much about it. They don't know it as that, like if it's fashion, they know that, okay, clothes, people are venturing into that so much. But there is this like covering that is not really, it's not really clear to people when we talk about bags. Because when you see bags, people are like, okay, bags are made from outside Nigeria. It's not Nigeria. It's not made here in Nigeria. So that is really affecting and is really helping people. From there, you know that, okay, this is what you should do. This is how I can go about leather crafts.
Okay, now let's talk about the basic skills, because if someone is going into this type of industry, they call it the creative industry, and that means you must have this mentality of having the inspirations for designs, for illustrations and all that. What are the skills that comes along this inspiration and aspirations for leather crafting?
I believe we are, in Nigeria especially, we are talented.
Okay.
So we can create, we don't know we can do some things until we start putting it in action. That like, I don't know I can achieve this thing. So it's beyond creativity. Like if you can picture something, then you can achieve it.
Okay, so it goes beyond creativity. It comes with action.
Yeah. You have to think of things that you like, this thing, can I? And before you see it, you start doing it.
Okay, let's talk about skills now. Practically, what are the things that you must be able to do to create these things?
Skills that you need to create, is it the
on the job?
On this job. All you just need is to get a machine.
Okay.
When you have that, you are good to go. And learning how to make it.
So learning, what should you
should go for a training where they teach, like practically, they teach you on how to make bag making, probably shoes, leathers, and all that. Okay.
You've mentioned it. I wanted to ask about business opportunities that are in this industry. For young people, they see it as a job that will take their time, and a lot of young people do not want to sit down like that and just they want money that will come.
There is no business that will take their time. There is no business that would not take someone's time. And I can say it actually, it takes time. I won't deny that. Like it will take some time.
From the idea to, I know that you do illustrations.
Yes, sourcing of leathers, sourcing of quality things to use to produce your bag. It's actually, you will definitely create time, because me entering into this business, I know that it's a full-time business for me. I did it as a full-time business, and God is still here.
So what are the business opportunities there for them?
Business opportunities for me is like when you see people, like I created business opportunity on this bag making. And how did I do that? How I started was back then in school, when I was in school. And when I was in school, I was doing it and I was making my money. And so when I finished serving, I said, this is still what I want to venture into, and I went into it.
What did you study in school?
I studied business administration.
Okay, you are still in that line.
So that is what I did, and I was able to, after service, I was able to still go into it fully. And I believe it's a great opportunity when someone has it, even as a student. Because I majorly face students and stay-home mom, or people that do not have anything to do. And they believe, how will I get money? How will I do this? If you know you can't learn it, there are two options. Either you learn how to make it, or you resell.
Okay.
Like buying it and you go and sell it. If you know you are very good in advertising, marketing, you are very good at it, you can go. It's a two option for me that I do give people. If I tell you about my bag and like you are questioning, like if you don't want to go fully into this, why can't you start selling? Okay, I love that.
That's another opportunity.
Especially students, because when I was in school, I can't compare myself to people. I told them, if you think this thing will affect you, if it will affect your education, please don't learn it. Just ask me, okay, what am I? I'm in school, and this is what I need. Like you start looking for products that you know that it will entice your students, your co-students in school. So that's what I start selling, and that has been a breakthrough for me.
Okay, now let's go into starting the business now. Those who want to learn, not sell now.
Okay.
What are the tools that they need in starting? You spoke about machine the other time. What
yes.
other things do they need?
Probably they will go for sourcing of materials.
Is it easily sourced there?
Yes, in Abeokuta.
In Abeokuta?
Yes,
Okay,
can
that's
get it
good
in
to hear.
Abeokuta. Yeah, and get some probably their instruments to work.
What instrument? We want to know. A lot of people want to come. You don't know if I have the interest to come and learn from you.
Okay, there is nothing. It's like if someone wants to go and learn a fashion dress, like you want to go for clothing, and what you just need to do, just bring out some skills, your tape rule, your scissors. All you just need, mostly that I prefer my students to bring, is to bring their own leathers too. So it's to make it a little bit fast. When
Practical.
you have your, yes, so just deal with practical. You don't need to stay on my own production alone, because this month I can have a souvenir like purses or a souvenir bag that would take my time. All I need to do is your own practical. The product, the leather you brought, that is what I'm going to teach you, and you will face your own, and I'll face my production. So I will not make it to affect each other. You came to learn, and that is what we are facing.
And you shouldn't affect your business.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it now. So how long does it take to learn?
For me, it only took me 3 months to learn it.
Okay.
So I don't know. It depends on how fast the person is. But max, it should be done in 2 years. 2 years going is too much, but I can still say 2 years. Depends.
So how do you get inspiration for those designs? We've seen some designs, and you sometimes you don't believe they are handmade bags,
yes.
and you see that some finishing are just top notch.
Yes.
So for those handmade, locally made bags that looks like the foreign made bags, how do you get those inspirations? Is it some are imitations, or you create the ideas of the designs from you?
The thing is, when you know the basic of bag making, you should be able to create different patterns with one design. It depends on when they teach you on one design, it will teach you on how to make it into like 3-4 designs. And I will give an example of someone that came, like she was like, "What are you doing, bag making?" I'm like, "Okay." We are just friends and we talk, until she said she wants to go out, and she had a Zara bag worth of 40,000 naira in her house, and she said she was going out, and she remembered that bag. She said she wanted to pick that bag. After picking it, she was like, she saw the bag was peeling.
Okay.
And she was like, like the cost of the bag, she was angry with herself, so she had to bring it to me. That like, in my mind, I was like, am I Zara? In my mind, am I Zara
now?
Why are you bringing it to me? And before I sit, I was like, okay. I just told her, like, just leave it. Let me just think of how to achieve. I know when it comes to bag making, or you want to create style, you just send it to me. I'll tell you to just give me a little sign. Let me go and think about it. Let the Holy Spirit help me.
Give you some illustrations.
To do it, and God has been faithful. In fact, she was like, I'm just saying the bag as if it was Zara that returned my bag to me. So that's
inspiration can come from anywhere, and designs can come from silence or quietness.
Yes.
Now let's talk about the profitability. Is it profitable? Is it a profitable business?
Yes.
Because there's one thing a lot of people think about before they go into businesses is, am I going to make profit from it? Is it something that can fetch in good money?
It is profitable. It is very, very profitable, because I can say, at least this is my 2nd year in full-time business, like me full in it, like I'm full 100% in the business, and this is my 2nd year, and I can tell it that it is very, very profitable. If it is, that is if you have true channels, like if you are ready to advertise, if you are ready to do the needful, just like Mr. Mark said, I was nodding my head when he was saying it, like you are able to keep record of how your business, is it growing? Like, am I experiencing this growth that they say it is in this business? Because before me to venture into it, I noticed it was a business that is lucrative, is making sense. I'm like, okay. I was in school and I was making my money as a student. I was making my money that everybody will see me like, money bag in class. So that is how I believe it is lucrative. It is business that you definitely make your money back.
Okay, let's talk about challenges before we leave the program. Okay. What challenge is there in this industry, and how do you think it can be solved, especially for those who are coming behind you are in the industry already. For those who are coming behind, what are the challenges that you think they might face, and how you want them to surmount it or overcome the challenge?
Okay, I would give one challenge. There are different challenges in this business, but the challenges that we have and we are still having, or we are still trying to overcome it, is leathers, sourcing for leathers. Because when it comes to sourcing for leathers, you would do some and you would have to use probably 2-3 days to achieve, or when you go to market you have to go back, check until you see something that is very genuine, like okay, we can use this leather to produce what you want to produce. Because sourcing for leather, seriously, it is not easy. I can say it, because when you get to Abeokuta and you didn't see, you have to go to Lagos or you have to go to Ibadan. So those are the challenges we get from there, and I believe part time people would be able to have money to source, because when it comes to genuine leathers, they are expensive. They are very expensive. So when you want to go, when the thing we can use to overcome that challenges is to probably go to that. Don't even bother yourself staying where you know you cannot get it. Just go to where you can get that genuine leather straight, instead of looking for like, okay,
and that will affect costing and buying.
Yeah, exactly. So those are the challenges we pass.
Okay, now before we go, let's talk to young people coming into your industry, and about skill particularly. What do you think skill can do in this economy?
In this economy, even as a student, as a graduate of Osun State Polytechnic that studied business administration, that I can still go into business. Seriously, it's beyond like you want to do anything. Education. I'm not saying you should not go into education line or academics. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying business as students or as youth, we should always have that. I'm not saying bag alone. I'm not saying bag making alone. I'm saying into anything you feel you like. Because I did not start because it was making profit. That was why I started. No, I started because I had passion for it. I just sat to myself like, okay, what should I do? I want to do some things. And before I see it, I started having interest in this bag making. So I believe interest first to start, and two, you start developing one or two, like, okay, what can I learn? What can I learn? And though as a youth, I would say we should not stay idle. Let me use that word like that. So don't stay idle. Make sure you find something and you make sure you do it well.
Okay, and with that, your advice, we'll close the segment, the sectorial segment. Thank you for coming, Ruth.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for coming on and talking about skill acquisition for youth. Thank you so much for your time. And we want to thank our viewers too. Thank you for staying through with OGTV and with the program The Profit Point Show. Next Thursday promises to be another interesting one, as we'll be having a segment intact, the business review segment and the sectorial segment. My name remains Charity James, but before we go, don't forget that OGTV is open for advert or sponsorship. You can place your advert or sponsor any of our programs on OGTV. The number to call is 0803 396 0423, 0803 396 0423. That's the size of the program. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.